Hello, all you regional monsters, trash heaps, and flora, and welcome back to Isaac's Way Cool Story Corner, an epic dream hop ambient radio, servicing the storytelling and music needs of all 23 and a half residents left here in the greater ex-Colorado, ex-Utah hellscape, as well as quenching my deep unfulfilled urge to make something more of myself. I am, of course, Isaac. Note to self. Find a better station name. To address the elephant in the room, first of all, my fifth dimensional transmitter unit is tuned to only Nodule 3 today. I'm very sorry, I lost a bet. Later in the broadcast, we will be covering the recent trash riots over in Sector 4 started by Ted. This marks the introduction of news into our radio lineup as, to quote my parents, "Nobody cares about your little trash music, Jason. Now go empty the reactor sludge." My name, of course, is not Jason, but I figured I'd rather keep my remaining ear than correct them. For our first segment today, I have a poem submitted by Greg, the 300-year-old slugman from across the river. Here it is. Oh, to feel the wrath of sun once more, to feel grass betwixt my slug toes, to hear the path of the river red before the path was closed, to hear the strike of rain on roof, for the sky was turned to gray. These simple pleasures kept aloof, the mind in fear of fray. How I miss when all to life was sleep and sun and snow, but kept aloft my spirits are, with Isaac's Way Cool Story Corner and epic dream hop ambient radio. Thank you, Greg, for your kind words and beautiful poem. May you see the Colorado flow through our trash mountains again one day. It can be tough to keep positive in this desert crater we call home, and I'm glad that this show could bring joy to some residents. If this show brings you joy, make sure to write a strongly worded letter to my parents telling them to let quote-unquote Jason continue his show. Make sure to explicitly threaten them with death, as they are very resistant to non-murder related change. Again, thank you, Greg, and I will try to maintain the rhyme of your poem if and when I rename this station. Up next, we have a phone interview with Melinda, a very real person who is not a sock puppet that I made because my mom wouldn't let me use the phone. Our topic for today is the recent trash riots. Welcome, Melinda.
Well, hello, Isaac. It's great to be on.
And it's great to see you. Now, for those out of the loop, the garbage riots began last Wednesday when Randall, the rock that Ted has painted to look like a person, allegedly stole nearly a quarter ton of rotten beans from Ted's garbage mountain. Ted has taken up throwing rocks at and around Randall, which has only led to further escalation in recent days.
Yes, that's quite right, Isaac. Now, as a real person who is not a sock puppet, I live just on the other side of Ted's mountain, and the recent ruckus has been causing many small garbage slides that have nearly wiped out my house. Anytime I try and calm Ted down, he just throws rocks at me.
That must be very difficult, as you clearly have an opinion on the matter, and I believe that Ted listens to the show. What would you say to him?
Well, Ted, I would just like to say that you need to see the effect that your actions have on other people. You might be angry at Randall, but that doesn't mean that you can just try to exact revenge until you see fit. All that you are accomplishing is bringing pain to those who haven't harmed you, as well as yourself.
Wise words, Melinda. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Isaac.
More coverage of the garbage riots later. For now, here's a song, while I definitely don't try to wash the smell of sock off my hand. And welcome back to DJ Isaac's dope super ultra radio show. That was Something Unsightly Around the Corner, submitted via parachuted CD by an anonymous source. Next up, I have an update on the trash riots and on our earlier guest Melinda, who is a real person and not a sock puppet. Ted has strangled her to death. This has been an update on the trash riots. We'll keep you informed as the story develops. And now, another viewer-submitted segment. This short story comes to us from Oliver, a nuclear lizard who was raised by a pack of wild humans. It's called The Trees. Here it is. The trees scream at night when you aren't listening. They scream for the lack of justice for anything, for the logger who cut down their children and sleeps soundly. They scream for the sky, who sleeps so blissfully above, so unaware of their problems. They wish for a tree god to save them from their suffering. They hope they will be rebirthed when they are cut into houses and stumps. But the logger can't hear their screams, and the sky doesn't care. In day, you look out and gaze at the trees. They're silent. They are beautiful, they are serene. They could be peaceful always, but they scream every night. Could they be happier if they stopped? For the logger can't hear the screams, and the sky doesn't care. We scream at day from our haphazard perches on life. We scream for justice and for the universe to care, but death can't hear our screams, and the universe doesn't care. If nothing is gained from screams, why scream? Why search for justice in a world where it exists only in stories? Why care? The logger can't hear our celebration of life, and the sky doesn't care. Live forever concurrently. Thank you, Oliver. I don't understand anything about that, but thank you. I have here an update on the garbage riots, and it seems to be the final one. In a shocking turn of events, one of the lobbed stones from Ted hit his garbage mountain and caused an avalanche of old cans and tires. Witness Randall, the rock with a crude stick figure painted on it, said Ted tried desperately to escape but was crushed to death all the same. Ted apparently died without retrieving the rotten beans that Randall had stolen from him, and his last hours were filled with only pain and anger. But this is also the guy who strangled Melinda, so don't feel too bad. Up next on Isaac's X Colorado Radio, we will have 12 hours of the sounds of me sleeping, so I hope you like that. See you later, I guess. X Colorado Radio is written, produced, voiced, and scored by Jordan Damel. You can find some of my music at amtr.bandcamp.com. That's all. Bye.